when people tell you that they had your potatoes last night for supper and they were great. It's a good feeling to know that you can make people happy with something as simple as a potato.
If you're actually doing what you really love, it can be life-changing. There were too many people that I knew in Annapolis Royal and Annapolis County who had great ideas but didn't have the money to start them. I know what it's like when there's not enough money for the grace notes or not enough money perhaps to start your dream. We have made people hopeful and we have helped them. That's what being a citizen is. That's what you're supposed to do.
AIRO is a microlender. We are a very small private company that funds new and existing businesses in Annapolis Royal and Annapolis County.
AIRO is my stepping up project for Nova Scotia. That was what the Now or Never report, what's often called the Ivany report, exhorted all of us to do.
It was the diagnosis of the collective condition of Nova Scotia.
If we didn't all step up and do something about it, we'd be basically towed out to sea.
Following that report came the playbook, We Choose Now. AIRO was born out of that playbook. Microlending is a model that lets us affect change at the grassroots level in our community. We focused on this area because it's the community where we live and work and that we know best.
There are entrepreneurs everywhere in Nova Scotia. The thing that isn't everywhere in Nova Scotia is the small loan to start the person off. And banks don't lend to dreamers.
My name is Lee Leto. I'm originally from Ottawa, Ontario. I'm an artist, I'm an art therapist, and I own and operate Roundhill Studio in Annapolis Royal. Working with AIRO made a really big difference. Not only did the financial aspect help me, but it also gave me confidence.
We're able to help people in our area create what we call foundational businesses.
Jane and Adele saw my business plan and were like, yeah, we're gonna invest in you.
We can make that beginning step for people. And when we lend someone $10,000, they can go to the next level of funding because they've got a little leverage. They're not going with nothing, they're going with something.
When you see people have so much pride in where they live, which I do here, it's unbelievable. You can take that power and make so many magical things happen.
My name is Ron Lee, and I'm the owner-operator of Maritime Blasting Incorporated, which is a mobile vapor blasting service. Just like every other person starting a small business, you're fully invested. The capital is going into the business. It means that every thought you have is about your business, and it can be daunting. When we sat down with Jane and Adele at AIRO, it was a bit of peace of mind. Financially, it gave us a buffer.
So we don't deal with failure here. We deal with how to be successful.
Most of my first year was spent just doing sales calls, and I needed to look professional. I needed to have a vehicle that says this isn't a fly-by-night operation. I needed to have the flyers and the pamphlets and the advertising. And AIRO was a huge help in putting that capital there for us to work with, because without that, you're throwing all your money at buying equipment, but you don't look the part. And if you're new, you have to look the part.
I truly believe this business model can work in other communities. I know there are men and women in Nova Scotia who have money in the bank that they would love to invest in their communities if they could know how to do it. AIRO has no board of directors, it has no advisory board. It is a private company. I make the decisions along with my executive director, Adele McDonald, and it's the two of us so we can be very nimble.
We've done it in this particular model because it allows us to have a great deal of control over what we are willing to do and not do. AIRO's clients are incredibly diverse. There's a diversity of backgrounds, but there's also a diversity of ages. We have clients who are teenagers, we have clients who are seniors, and all ages in between.
There's no better place to put your money than with your own fellow human beings. And, you know, I'm still going to be able to retire. Well, maybe retire at some point.
Since AIRO began, the optimism in our area has been practically contagious.
AIRO gave me what I have now.
They make it so easy for you to come in and tell them, here's my idea, this is what I think we should do, and them say, okay, great idea, here's some things that I think might make that idea better, and then they just help you on your way. There's other avenues that you can take where the tape is much thicker and much redder.
Every community has people who are like-minded and they want to see their own communities grow, and I couldn't encourage anyone stronger to actually implement a program like this.
They hold meet and greets for the other people that they funded, and we've made an amazing group of friends here, really from AIRO, so I don't know how we would have found that without them.
So when AIRO puts on their annual event, it's a birthday celebration, but it's also like a family reunion.
It's a rich tapestry of folks, and I'm very excited to be a small part of it.
They were the first people to actually believe in us. We did the work, we put together the business plan. Jane doesn't drink beer and still believed in us.
They're two really nice ladies. They're really easy to get along with, and I really enjoyed everything that they've been able to help me do.
It's a way to step up. It's a way to save ourselves and not wait for someone else to come to the rescue.
It's an open house. Once you're in here, you're in here. And we want you to be successful. So we want to help you be successful. You come to us, you're part of a family.